But the opening match is Jayson Shaw, the current US Open 9-ball champion. And he is facing Joshua Filler, very, very highly rated young player. The two of them absolutely deserve to be here. What a moment for them. And the commentators to talk you through this match, Carl Boyes is now in the commentary booth with Jim White.
Yes, thank you very much, Tom. And what an opening match we've got here. Does it get any better when you've got the defending champion right there in Jayson Shaw? And he has looked a treat right since the start of this event. And who decides to oppose him in the elimination rounds? Well, only the world champion, Joshua Filler from Germany. And I'll tell you one thing, neither one of these two players are going to look forward to this match, apart from the obvious, because tons of mutual respect. But Carl, the way that Joshua made his path here too, a couple hill matches en route to this last 16 clash, Jayson Shaw has just powered his way through, flexed his muscle since the very outset.
Yes, Jim, what a match this is. I'm sure both players, when the draw was made, they both know a very tough match. Both players will have a lot of respect for each other as well. Similar styles of players, Jim, both left-handed, both unbelievable natural talents. Very tough match to call this.
Well, for either one of them, it's not going to get any tougher than it does today. And a dry break to initiate proceedings here for Joshua. So the ultra confident Jayson Shaw, as we see this dry break yet again, and players will be logging this. Joshua will know where he broke from and unsuccessful, so you may not see him place the cue ball there again.
Yeah, obviously, start of the match. It's the very first match of the last 16, so always feel like it takes a little bit of time to figure the break out. Not sure if Jayson went for the pot there, Jim, but you would think at the pace he played it, he has done.
Well, he's given Joshua a chance at this one. But I can tell you, Jayson had a pretty easy safety option there and decided to attack. I wonder if that's the way he's going to go today. And useful shot there from Joshua Filler. He's given himself a chance at this too. Not easy. And now the players have changed tables, obviously, from the double elimination rounds. They've moved into the TV arena. It's a good chance this table is going to play a little different than what they're accustomed to.
Yeah, this is a tricky little shot, Jim. Up past the middle pocket, can always be tricky, and he's missed this one.
Yeah, again, it's early days, so you know the nerves are a little frayed. Both players very much rhythm oriented. They really want to just get some table time in, get that back arm loosened up, and get a feel for the conditions out there.
Yeah, so the 4 ball's in a peculiar little position, so as long as the 4, you can play a combination onto the green 6, it'll just be a case of judging where the 4 ball goes. So you would think 4 ball's going to possibly slide underneath the brown 7. There you see, he feels like it might hit the brown 7 off the bottom rail. Botting the 6 ball's not really the problem on this shot, it's just controlling the 4. So it didn't hit the 7, and it slid underneath, and he's hooked himself.
Wow, that's a horrible shot. I mean, look where he's taken the cue ball. Where was the 4 ball going to go, where he was going to be able to see it?
Yeah, you know yourself, Jim, it's one of them. TV table, super fast, incredibly slidey. He's going to take players 1 or 2 racks to kind of get used to it. And I know that sounds a bit crazy because, you know, they've played thousands of racks of pool on these lovely diamond tables, but just always the same, isn't it? You just always want to get your first rack on the board. Nice shot there, kicked that 4-ball exactly how he wanted. Would be a bonus to get him behind the 8, but main objective is to just get distance. Unusual to see a player wearing like a kind of jacket, isn't it, Jim? Look at Joshua there.
Well, the conference rooms here at Mandalay Bay, I mean, they're large. And obviously with the heat outside, the air conditioning is on. So you might be a little chilly, but you're right, it is a little unusual. Looks like a tracksuit jacket, so. Very good containing shot from Joshua there. And the jump cue comes out for Jayson.
As I've said, both players, huge firepower. You just feel like if one of them gets on that bit of a roll and gets 2 or 3 racks in front. So he's playing a jump bank here. He's going to try and pop this 4-ball up to where he stood as he left this on. I think he's left a bank shot, Jim. So tiny bit fortunate where it's finished.
But Filler would expect to get this. This is a pretty straightforward bank. Well, it did everything except go in. And he knows a missed opportunity there.
Yeah, the pink 4 hit both jaws. So it looks like Jayson's going to get away with a couple of ropey shots in the first rack and take this first one. This will give him a good chance to play a couple of shots to get used to the speed and everything. I mean, this type of shot, once you kind of get this shot under control.
The U.S. Open has only been defended on 4 occasions. Nick Varner, Mika Immonen, Darren Appleton, and Shane Van Boning. Jayson looking to join that group.
I think he just told somebody.
Okay.
He's going and going right now. Talk to him.
So we'll see if Jayson can enjoy a little more success than Joshua did off the break. Well, got the 1 on the side, 2 in the corner.
9 balls close.
Now this is a beautiful break from Jayson Shaw. He's got a wide open shot at the 3. Get position to the 4, the 5 is there, and you know it's going to be a 6-9 combination to seal the deal here in rack number 2.
Yeah, that's like the perfect layout off the break. That's exactly what you want. As you can see, the green 6 is in a perfect position for an easy combination.
Just off angle on this 4, so he's got to be a little careful. Could either check this or go around the 5. Or bank it. Just decided to show Jayson Shaw how to bank a shot on the 4-ball.
Yeah, it was a good shot, wasn't it? He he could just play a stop shot and he'd be on the next ball. So it's 2-0, Jayson Shaw, the defending champion.
Well, that's how quick 9-ball can be. And that rack didn't take more than a minute. Well, still early in the morning here in Las Vegas. Just after 9 o'clock local time, so I'm betting there's still a lot of pool fans in bed. It was a late night here last night when the double elimination rounds concluded. And actually, Joshua Filler was one of the late matches to conclude. Won a very close match over Albin Ocean.
So he's made a ball, and he's been a bit fortunate because the cue ball did come across and hit the jaw of the middle pocket, and where the 1-ball's gone, it sets up there. You see, look at the cue ball very close to the scratch.
But as it sits, pretty inviting layout yet again.
Yeah, he just wants to be on the right side of this 2-ball, so that looks good, doesn't it? Because where the 3 is, he's got to just try and slide the cue ball underneath the orange 5. It's a pretty good shot, that. That was in prime position, so...
Jayson put 8 racks together in a dismantling of Corey Duell in the earlier rounds. 11-1 he beat Duell. They ran 8 racks in a row. That's the best we've seen, and that was on the main table. And what a message he sent to the players after that match.
That was a good recovery because he slightly lost the cue ball on the shot before, so back in prime position.
You like what you're seeing from your pal out there?
Yeah, this is what can happen, you see. If these 2 players settle, they can put serious packages together. That was well judged. Anywhere in the centre of the table was ideal.
Well, it's been an ideal start for the defending champion. Yes, we did. We're in the last 16 stages here. Sudden death elimination, and the defending champion off the mark quickly. 3-0 over the world champion, Joshua Filler. Still, Shaw enjoying moderate success off the break.
Yeah, table's breaking lovely from that side of the table. Jayson pocketing 3 balls. As you can see, the blue 2 is next. All depends if he can pot this ball without scratching. I don't think he can, because where the orange 5 is, how do you get on the 5? 2-9 combo, very difficult.
Yeah, and a containing shot from this position, pretty difficult as well. There's nothing easy about this, no matter what he decides.
Yeah, the kind of safety shot he would play would be sort of chipping the 2-ball past the 9, but I think the 8-ball's in the way, isn't it, with a cue ball? So Jayson will be using his extension for this shot. There you see. Both players get 1 extension per rack, and as you can see, he's lining this combination shot up.
Well, one thing about it, if he's close, the 2 is going to track towards the bottom corner as well. So he's got 2 bites at the cherry here, either the 9 or the 2.
Yeah, where's he going to finish though? He's going to leave Joshua a chance. I kind of don't blame Jayson for taking that on. He was in a tricky spot, weren't he? And as you said, Jim, you feel like if he'd have hit it half decent, 2 ball would have gone towards the other pocket.
Well, Joshua's had a quick look to see if the 8 goes by the 9 into the corner, and it looks close. That might be Jayson Shaw's insurance policy. Well, that's a good open shot, considering you've just spent the last 3 racks in your chair.
Yeah, he's some potter of the ball, is Joshua Filler. I kind of find it funny how he's wearing like a sports type jacket. I couldn't do that, mate, Jim. Yeah, he's a funny little character, is Joshua. Word on the tour is that he lives off Nutella. He eats a lot of Nutella, Jim. Breakfast, dinner and his tea.
Who doesn't like Nutella?
Now, I presume the angle is left. Does the 8 ball pass the 9? If it doesn't, he's got to try and draw this in between the gap. This can go wrong, you know. You can over get into this. And I'll tell you what, it has to be said, it's a fantastic shot when he's not had much table time, Jim.
Yeah, that was impressive. And it's going to secure his first rack of this match. And like Jayson Shaw, he wastes little.
Reese.
Yep, not a problem.
But he's as fit as a fiddle. Ultra marathon runner. So Joshua elected to break from the same side as he did the first rack. I thought he'd moved over to where Jayson was breaking from, but why when you get that type of result?
He's got a long chance at the 2 here, but a useful break from Filler. Take note of that 1 going in the side. That's what these players have been targeting. That cut break, pulling the cue ball to the cushion, but going after that 1 in the side pocket. This is a tough 2.
Yeah, this is the type of shot where you like to hit with pace. You always seem to pop the ball more often, but as you can see, the pink falls next. Hence the pace he's played it. It's a lovely shot again, that it really is. Controlled the speed to perfection. Both players look like they're warming up now. They're settling into this match. These are the type of racks, Jim, where you cannot afford to make mistakes. When the balls are open like this and there's no tricky shots to play, it's all about speed. You have to run out. Not sure what Joshua was asking him here.
Yeah, Nigel Reese just checking with the scorer as well.
They can't play it out there, can they?
From the com box, it kind of looks like there's an issue with the cameraman or something. I don't know. It's all good. Won't affect Joshua Filler, that's for sure.
Yeah, listen, when you're Joshua's youthful age, you just go out there and have fun. This is all about playing pool. And what better? You're in Las Vegas. The U.S. Open Championship. You're living the dream.
Yeah, he's had a fantastic 6 months as Joshua Filler. He's the current world 9-ball champion. He's also won other European events in that spell, so he's placing high every time he enters these tournaments now, and it's no shock to see him in this one table last 16 setup. I remember playing Joshua about, must be four or 5 years ago, Jim. I think he was about 14. Luckily, I did manage to get the win, but everybody knew back then everyone was speaking, saying he's going to be a future world champion, this kid, and they were right.
Germany has produced some pool players in the past, haven't they? What do they feed them there? 9 down, 3-2. So as well as Jayson Shaw started the match out. His appearance here in the elimination round.
6. Josh Filler to break, trailing 2 racks to 3.
Number 6 here, Carl. And all of a sudden, this match has a heartbeat. Wow. Right now, Jayson Shaw's best friend is that 7 ball that came to take away the clear path to the 1. Otherwise, this rack would have been at Joshua Filler's mercy, too.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to see what type of shot he's faced with here. I don't know if there's like a cross bank and try and get cue ball back down table. So there isn't, so he's played safe. And as you can see, he's got safe. So this is pretty impressive from Joshua, 3-0 down, to get himself back in this match. Jayson's just looking, he'll be going 2 rails here. There's always a chance you can pot this 1 ball, but key shot here is to just make a good hit and try and get distance. There's a lot of balls down the bottom end of the table, so if he can get that cue ball tracking down here, good things can happen. So he's just looking at where he wants to come off this top rail, isn't he?
Oh, shot.
Well, that was the last thing he wanted. With ball in hand, you've got to feel that this rack will be going the same way as the last 2. And this match always promised to be very tough to predict. And that's exactly how it's unfolding.
Yeah, that type of kick shot where Jayson missed, it's that type of shot where it's quite easy to misjudge on the arena table. I know I sound like I'm making excuses for the players, but there is truth in it. This is the beauty of 9-ball pool, Jim. One guy can go 3 up, 4 up, and in a matter of minutes, it can be back level.
And with the format, with the winner breaking, as you've already noted, Carl, these players fully capable of putting a 3, 4, 5 pack together without breaking a sweat.
Yeah, without doubt. As a player, for me, winner breaks is the best format out there.
So the first 6 racks have been split. Nothing to choose between these 2 champions. Well, I wish that was Jim White and Carl Boyes out there playing.
Rack 7. Josh Filler to break, 3-3.
Well, that's to be said. I think it's a very good crowd for this match. I mean, it started at 9 AM. We are in Las Vegas, so I would imagine there's a few sore heads out there, Jim, and this is only going to get bigger and better as these matches unfold, and we're in for a cracker here, aren't we?
Well, another productive break from Joshua Filler.
Yeah, looking at the table, Jim, not easy to pop this 2 and get on the 4. Possibly tempted into playing a bank into the corner, you know, to hold position to the 4. It's a very attacking shot, but how's he get on the 4 ball?
Yeah, I wonder if he's looking to swing the cue ball all around the angles.
Yeah, I always feel like this is a very tough shot on a TV table. Much easier in the club to get the cue ball to grip. There you see, as he got the pace, it's going to come up. It's not too bad, you know, it's a good effort, that. You have to say it's a very good shot indeed. To get the cue ball to grip off that first rail, you've got to hold the cue quite light. So I was saying to Tom out there before we started, both players played in Moscone Cubs and played in a lot of matchroom multi-sport pool tournaments now, and I think that you can't buy that experience, Jim. It's like, it's just what you need.
I'll tell you one thing for me, though. The way that he's played that, Carl, it's an indication he's feeling pretty good.
Yeah, he's the type of guy who doesn't care who's sat in his opposite chair. You know, Jayson Shaw scares a lot of pool players, make no mistake about it, but Joshua Filler won't be scared because he's a super confident guy and he knows what he can do on a pool table.
Well, that was a miscue. He was trying to draw that back and mark that one down without a doubt. A huge let-off, just when it looked like he was going to hit another gear. He's relatively lucky he's gotten it safe. Just intended drawing straight back for the 8, and don't see that very often at this level.
No, yeah, this could be a crucial point here. As you said, 7 balls gone. Could have been easier. I think it does. I think he can cut this 7 in the side. He's overdone it. Jayson, it wasn't an easy shot, but he'll feel like that was a chance gone missing there. Joshua could have left it easier, but it was a chance, wasn't it? A chance he probably thought he was never going to get.
Well, that's just going to help him grow in confidence, though. Dodging that bullet.
Seem to remember when I used to get the odd miscue, it kind of slows you down a bit after that, doesn't it? So, intrigued to see if it'll slow Joshua down.
You see him paying a lot more attention as he chalks his tip. For me, that's the big negative. When you miss cue, you start wondering if you don't have a hard spot on your tip, and now you're aware of it.
Rack 8. Josh Filler to break, leading 4 racks to 3.
4 on the spin. The world champion. Yeah, you'd like to see a few more of those when he breaks.
Yeah, not kidding. These balls have come out not too bad, have they? Pink 4 will past the 6, so everything is open. What kind of angles he got here, though?
It looks like he can force this through. Left hand spin as he looks. Back to the middle of the table. Plays at such a confident pace. It's almost a shock when he misses anything.
Needs a cue ball to slow down though, so he's lost the cue ball there, hasn't he? So he's going to be drawing this ball back. So the last time he tried to draw the cue ball back, he did miss cue. So look, that's why he's looking at his tip there, making sure he's got plenty of chalk on there. There will be a seed of doubt in his mind here, won't there, Jim, on this shot?
Pulled that away from the 9. And again, drawing back here.
If there's one thing you could be a little critical of Joshua is he does tend to lose his cue ball a bit, so he leaves shots like this often where, you know, certainly the top tower knees, they always seem to get the right angle, don't they, Jim?
Yeah, I said in commentary the other day that this game is all about having the right angle. You know, you don't have to force anything.
So this rack, Jim, will be 5 on the spin.
Jayson Shaw opened with the first 3.
Rack 9, Josh Phillip to break, leading 5 racks to 3.
Oh, we're into rack 9 already. Well, a chance. Jayson Shaw will be getting out of his chair.
Yeah, Joshua will be playing the push out. For any people tuning in not familiar with the rules, after the break you can play a push out. So as you can see, Joshua cannot see the yellow 1 ball, so he can push the cue ball anywhere he wants. He can even pot a ball, but Jayson will come to the table with the option of playing the shot or giving it back to Joshua. So the push out, you have to be a little bit clever with it. So if you're playing somebody like Jim White, you could probably just push the cue ball over to the side rail and you would know Jim would probably miss that 1 ball. I'm just kidding, Jim. I know he was a good cueist back in the day.
You're not making any friends here.
Reset the clock, please.
So, as you can see, Jayson stands up, looks at it, doesn't fancy the shot, so Joshua usually will have a plan in the back of his mind. I think he's chipping this thin in behind these balls. Surprised Jayson didn't really take that on.
I think he might well have left an edge of that 1, a possibility to cut it into the corner pocket. Well, maybe not. That camera angle gives me a little clearer look. 2 cushion escape. Or a 1 cushion escape. Just spin that cue ball as he looks.
Yes, he's looking at that bottom rail, isn't he? So there's obviously a gap in between the pink 4. There is a chance of Jayson potting this 1 ball up into the top right pocket.
Extension called.
Uses his extension. 40-second shot clock, don't forget. So he's missed it, and where's the 1 ball going to finish? It's going to hold up, so it's not the worst leave, is it?
Well, again, pretty easy reply, though.
He could actually send the cue ball up towards the brown 7. That's another option, but he's playing thin off it, using the 9 and the 6 as a blocker. Has he got the pace correct?
You can see how quickly these guys play. Just under 10 seconds the average shot time, and just over 10 seconds for Joshua Phillip.
I've never seen that little starting pool. I'm quite impressed with that one, yeah. I wonder what Ralph Souquet's average shot time is. So he did get the hook, so Jayson's jumping. Nearly potted the 2, didn't he, and the 1. They were both close. It's a good effort there from Jayson. Look at the cue ball, that nearly come round and just flicked the 2 in, didn't it? And yeah, he was asking a lot, but it was a good safety shot from Joshua, and it's created another chance.
Yeah, he may just flick this cushion first. He's got to stay down this end of the table. Doesn't have to use the cushion, but he's got to stay down here. The 3. Well, that's, you mentioned about how wayward he is with the cue ball. He's a little fortunate. That could have been worse.
Yeah, I think when the object ball's in the pocket, it's always a tricky shot on a 9-ball table.
Yeah, I thought he may go cushion first and just swing it around the back of the 6 and 9, but would have had a 3-8 combination. But when you can knock balls in like this young man, you can retrieve the situation very quickly. That's just what he's done.
Yeah, and I won't tell you a little pork pie, that TV table's helped in there. In the previous 3 days, that ball might have stayed up because the tables have had a lot of play. 256 players started this event, and we're now down to just 16. And the beauty of this tournament, all 16 players will be playing out in this arena.
Only one American carrying the Stars and Stripes, Shane Van Boening. He's a 5-time U.S. Open champion. Looking for an unprecedented 6th crown. Yeah, he'll take some stopping. Well, he faced a 3-rack deficit early, and now he's jumped out to a 3-rack lead. The world champion Joshua Filler in complete command here in Vegas. There'll be more 9-ball action. It's the 2019 U.S. Open 9-ball championships. Coming to you from Mandalay Bay Hotel, Casino and Resort. And the current stage of proceedings here, see the world champion 6-3 in front of the defending U.S. Open champion Jayson Shaw. And that break, well, how unlucky is that? He made 4 balls off the break, and it doesn't look like he's left a clear path to the 1. But watch this again. This table was leaking balls.
Yeah, that's all Jayson Shaw can ask for at this moment in time on the break. That's just the game of 9-ball pool. Push out very difficult. Obviously, he's not going to push out into position where Jayson can see this 1 ball in order to pot it. So he's in a tricky little position here.
Push out called.
So he's basically pushed out into a kick here. So Jayson's going to decide whether he wants to take this kick shot on. I think Joshua's going to be drawing the cue ball into the top rail.
Either way, whichever player elects to take this shot, you've got to try and get a full contact on that 1. Yeah, Jayson
Reset the clock, please. Stop.
Brings Joshua back to the table. Players are playing with a 40-second shot clock, 80 seconds following the break.
This looks very difficult. It looks like there's such a big distance between. I'll tell you what, that's phenomenal. It really is. He had to land that cue ball on the 1 ball because of the distance. Look at this. He lands it on top of the 1 ball. That was the only way of making that shot.
Extension called.
Well, this is the big shot. There's 3. He's got to try and knock this one in to capitalize in that brilliant jump shot.
And again, what a fantastic shot that is. 2 unbelievable shots in this rack.
We have no picture.
The last 2 shots Joshua's played really are superb.
World class, it's fair to say. This young man won the world title back in Qatar. And what a resume he's compiling.
This type of rack will do wonders for your confidence. Not that the reigning world 9-ball champion needs it, but it really will.
And how much does it hurt Jayson Shaw's confidence right now? With how things are moving forward.
Thank you, rack 11.
Again,
Josh Filler to break, leading 7 racks to 3.
he's just nailed the last 7 racks in a row. Why wouldn't he be feeling pretty good? And he seems to have found the secret to the break too.
Yeah, he really has. But he's not really landing on the ball, is he, off the break that much? It's not like he's gone doing a lot of break and runs. He's had problems off the break. He's just pulling out unbelievable shots. Again, he's no real shot on the 2-6 combo. Not really an option. I think he's playing the... Oh, another nice shot there.
He really has contained Jayson, though. I mean, when he's played safe, they've been better than average safeties, and seems like every time Jayson comes to the table now, he's defending.
Yeah, Jayson's playing a jump shot here. He's going to try and hit low on the 2 ball and try and get the cue ball back in a similar position and just send the 2 ball up table. So good things can happen here for Jayson as long as he hits this bottom side of the 2 like that. So this looks a good effort. A little bit unlucky to creep out, wasn't it, Jim?
Yeah, the running isn't really favoring the defending U.S. Open champion right now. Yeah, Filler eyeing up this too.
Extension called.
I mean, when you're young and fearless, you want to fly at everything.
Yeah, it's a tricky shot. He's quite thin. I think cue ball will come round for the 3. As you can see, and he's missed a 9. Look at this, it's perfect. This is an exhibition at the moment of shot making from the young world champion from Germany. And he's really set this rack up, hasn't he? Who would have thought he would be about to win 8 racks on the spin?
And I think it's also fair to say that it's been very deserving.
Yeah, it's not come easy. Sometimes players can run racks and the balls come out fairly generous, so even though you might put 5 or 6 back together, the balls have been kind to you, but the balls haven't been kind to him. He's had to come with some big shots. Cue ball's landed a little bit short. That's been a bit critical, though, isn't it, Jimmy?
Well, you've got to try and find some flaws, because he has played at a different level to this point. A master class in 9-ball right now courtesy of Joshua Filler. And the beat goes.
Iraq 12. Josh Filler to break, leading 8 racks to 3.
But it's a comfortable lead. And he has broken so well.
Yeah, again, Jim, good break, but it's not easy shot, is it? So it's not like he's getting real easy layouts.
Well, it's a thin cut here on the one if he wants to take it into the side pocket, or he's got the tricky one into the corner. Neither one of them are easy, but it should afford position to the 3 if he gets either.
Yeah, cue ball would be going close to the centre if he plays it long. I have to say, he's cued that lovely. Striking down on the cue ball with finesse to bring it past this middle pocket. So again, Jim, it's another wonderful shot in another rack, isn't it? They're not coming easy, but he's making them easy now, so it's another good opportunity.
There's no output on our monitors. We're blind. Yeah, he seems to come with that one crackerjack shot to open the door, and once he gets that door open, he puts his shoulder to it.
Yeah, 9-ball pool's very much that type of game where there's always a big sort of clutch shot in the rack what will make it generally very easy at this level. So in that instance, it was the first shot, the 1 ball.
Extension called.
An extension, that's a rare occurrence for either of these players.
Just cast your mind back to when Joshua miscued as well, Jim. Didn't leave Jayson an easy shot, but them type of things can change matches.
World champion up against the defending U.S. Open champion, and he lost the first 3 racks, and he has secured the last 9 in a row. Has broken superbly. He's missed nothing, and he looks like he's on a mission.
But again, on the break shot, it's not. It's like this one big shot he's got to play, doesn't he? So the blue 2 will pass this 7, the brown 7 in this corner. And it looks like if he pots it, Jim, he's going to be on the 3 ball because that's sitting nicely over left centre. So this is the shot in this rack. And look at that. There you go. Pulled off that big shot again, hasn't he, Jim? And look at the balls. These remaining balls are going to put him on the hill, Jim.
And I mean, you're Jayson Shaw, Carl, sat in his chair. What's going through your mind?
Well, he's not had much of a go, has he, to be fair? Joshua just seems to have pulled off big shot after big shot, so it's just been one of them kind of games, I'm afraid. He missed a thin 7 in the middle at 3-3. That's about it.
And the way that you've seen Joshua Filler perform here, in your mind, does he become the man to beat?
Well, there's still quality players left in this tournament, goes without saying. SVB has impressed me so far. Every time he's played on the match table, he's looked in fantastic condition, but Joshua Filler, he's a phenomenal talent, and you would certainly not be shocked to see him in the final, Jim, would you?
Wouldn't be shocked to see him.
feels like today's not been his day. It's
Rack
hard to
14.
see some form of
Tosh
comeback.
to break, leading 10 racks to 3.
Stranger things have happened, but he needs to get to the table first.
Breaking for the last time in the match.
And he's on the 1 ball, isn't he? So...
Four ball in the corner. He's got the right angle for the cue ball to head towards the 2.
Wasn't an easy shot. Looked easy on the TV screen, but he had to raise the butt of the cue up in order to get on the 2. So Jayson will finally get an open shot. Can he just take these balls, and he needs to get a few shots off the break, does he? And just try and claw a few back and try and make Joshua think about it a little bit.
Yeah, the one thing that I've noted about Jayson, and when we get a chance, I want to try and get a camera to show you the length of his cue. I talked about it in some of the earlier stages, but where he holds his backhand, there's 14, 16 inches from the back that extends past. It's well over 60 inches, Jayson's cue. I mean, Earl Strickland, another player that uses a real long cue, he's got an extension on it. But you just never know what kind of a trend that might create.
Well, the great Earl Strickland started the trend, and Shane Van Bonen also puts an extension on the bottom of his cue. I'm not sure if it's as long as Jayson's or shorter, but a lot of these players now, they're always putting... Some people are putting a 2-inch or a 4-inch, but like you say, I think Jayson's is about 10-inch extension on the bottom of his cue.
Rack 15. Jayson Shaw to break.
So will
4 racks to
Jayson
10.
Shaw get an opportunity off this break?
What a difference. What a difference between the two breaking there.
Yeah, 1 ball comes very close to the side pocket, didn't it? Just hit the jaw. Not sure if Joshua can thin snip this 1 ball in. If he can, the problem is getting on the 2, so at the moment he's just looking to decide what he wants to play. Possible bank shot as well. That would offer better position, so... Another fantastic shot, Jim.
Well, long 2. And if he gets this and drops on the 3, could well be the beginning of the end for Jayson Shaw's run to defend.
Oh, so he's not on the 2, I don't think. Yeah, he wasn't, was he?
Oh, what a good shot that is, though. From that distance.
Yeah, beautiful shot there again. This has been a masterclass of shot making from the young German, and this is very difficult to hit.
A little surprised that he actually took the bank shot on, knowing that there was such a small window to get on the 2. I just assumed he was on the 2. Well, he's going to be on the 2 now.
Oh, shot. 1 hand.
As you said, Jim, wonderful cue ball control on that safety, wasn't it? Full length,
Stop
just
on.
to hold it right in behind the 7. Will that be the defending champion's last shot in this year's US Open? Not done much wrong, has it? It's just been a bit of a mission from Joshua with shot making. He got off to a wobbly start himself, didn't he? But he settled well, and you would think he's going to run these balls out for the match and book his place in the quarter-finals.
Yeah, I didn't really want that one to follow through. This way he can take that cue ball into an area to get closer. Yeah, you've got to feel that this is definitely going to be a match that Joshua Filler is going to build some confidence with.
Yeah, moving forward, Jim, for his next match. He's had a match on the table, so there's no excuses for speed of the table now and things like that. He's played a loose shot there, though, but this seems to be kind of what Joshua does, isn't it? Just keeps making shot after shot after shot.
Well, he's going to have to just jack up a little bit here. Draw this back. Looks straight. So increase the degree of difficulty a little bit on this 8.
Yeah, he's even looking at topping this. This is like an exhibition shot. I think a lot of players would just try and draw back 4 inches, that's all, but he's pounding this 8 ball in the corner. Watch the cue ball. Yeah, I just think he's still very young, is Joshua. He's got all the shots, but I think if you had to pick one thing out of his game, Jim, I just think his cue ball can be loose. I mean, he had a wonderful opportunity to win the match there, didn't he?
Well, he had a little room to be able to draw that cue ball back. Obviously thought he could follow through off the 2 cushions, and tougher shot.
I don't think the bank's on.
Well, it could be. I said that Joshua Filler didn't show much emotion. You just saw as much as you're going to see from him there. A resounding win for the world champion. 11-4. He takes out the defending champ, Jayson Shaw, and he moves through to the quarterfinal stages.